This week we are introducing a new mechanic to the game. We call it glitch control. Now you can bring the enemies closer to you and hold them. You can pick them up and place them wherever you wish to. Right now the mechanic is still in development, so it lacks some features. We are planning to add a feature where you can hold the enemy and throw them away. Also, we are planning to add a hot pot of boiling water where you can throw the enemies and burn them. The way it works is that when you press the button, a raycast checks the object that you have hit. If the object has the tag glitch, it means it can be picked up by the glitch mechanic. Once it confirms that the object can be picked, it brings that object to the glitch hold point, which is a point near the player but a bit further on the right. Now it's quite impossible to aim at the enemy you have picked up, but you can surely do sword damage to it. Other things that are added to the game are a few more heavy enemies. A one that jumps and slams the hammer on you, another one that has a jetpack and shoots firecracker style missiles at you, and lastly a dasher which dashes towards you and also dodges your attacks. To tell you how they work, we'll touch on them one by one. Starting with the hammer enemy, it checks if it is in a close range to you, then takes a point in front of the player as we don't want it to jump on top of the player. Then it divides the distance between him and the player in half, and that gives us the point from where we need to specify the apex height. Once that is done, we multiply the half distance by a float to specify how far up we want our apex to be. After having all these points, we feed them to a montage with motion warping. The jetpack guy is fairly simple, as he just follows you around and shoots guided projectiles. It takes the player's current location when initiating the missile and then guides the missile to that point. This way player can run away and avoid being hit, although the player can still get hit, as upon hitting something the missile does a small AoE damage. Lastly, the dasher is fairly simple. He uses motion warping with player's location to dash and then plays a simple montage to throw some punches and kicks. The dodging is triggered by an invisible meter inside the enemy. The more damage you do to the enemy, the faster it will fill. And once it is filled, it gives a signal to the dodging event and then the dodging montage is played. Speaking of the dashing enemy, we made the dashing of the player a bit more responsive and faster. You can also use the jetpack while jumping to give a boost to your jump. This is all we did this week. But now let's talk about what you can expect for the upcoming week. We'll be adding more features to the hold mechanic, which we are calling the glitch control. You will be able to hold the enemies and throw them away. There will also be more objects on the map which you can grab and use to your advantage, like explosive barrels and platforming objects. You will also see a change in the map's layout and overall design, as we are going to work on the map and give it an overhaul. We are actually planning to make a procedurally generated map, but it will need some time. Apart from this, we are also planning to add in a boss fight, but we won't be able to put it out next week. You'll need to wait for 2 more weeks at least to have a boss fight. Also, we'll try to add controller support to the game. You can play the demo with the link in the description. The demo is updated every Monday. Also, write a review using the review button in the pause menu of the game. That is it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep playing.